Testosterone and why you may want to reconsider TRT. I don't think TRT is bad. By the way, I'll be turning 41 in a couple months. And this is a bit of what I've learned with playing with testosterone. I did TRT maybe almost a decade ago. I didn't get the results I wanted from it. More on that in a minute. But it's something that's becoming all too common where guys are looking to get an edge, get their sleep back, get their muscle back, lose weight. They may have not done much to reduce stress yet. And they're trying to change the numbers, they're trying to feel better. So here's what I did for myself recently. In the last couple years, I've had testosterone between 450 at times and about 900 at other times. No drugs, a little bit of supplements. I wasn't working out that much, and I didn't know why. It seemed to go up on vacation. I don't know. I've had a theory that that's somewhat the energy of that country. That could be when I was in Brazil. What I found recently actually really surprised me, so I wanted to share it. Something to consider if you don't know, if you go on TRT, especially if you go on young. I was talking to a guy the other day who's 23, super healthy, or appears to be, great shape. He's taking TRT, and he recently added steroids, which, as my friend who's a fitness dude, he was like, well, yeah, he's adding that as well. So he's doing a testosterone replacement when he doesn't need it, and then adding steroids on top of that. So his body will be biochemically can't talk. Okay, new mouth. His body will be biochemically dependent on these injections or however he's doing them. So when I've seen other guys go off it, if they do choose to take TRT, it can be really rough. For me, I had a bunch of health issues going on at the same time. When I went off it, I didn't notice that much. I was just less angry. And my testosterone was through the roof. I don't remember, it was like triple what it should have been when I was taking pellets. So here's something I did, and I invite you to consider. You have cellular function. If your cells aren't doing a great job or healthy, it's going to be hard for things to work in the body because that would be on the most micro level. I am almost 3 months, let me think, 2.5 months through a 4-month detox. I have 5 days left of doing this detox for parasites. The last couple weeks has been more difficult. I've had parasites come out of me that are that long. More on that a little later. And I added something I've heard of and I was skeptical to go on, but also there's a bunch of other stuff, and I'm going to pull this apart as to how I got my numbers so high. In the last, let's see, I would have started that, I think January 1st, because I was in the States, or maybe like the 31st. So my current total testosterone as of last week, on a scale that the normal range is between 348 and 1197, my total testosterone is exactly 1400, which actually to me seems a little high. And based on the strategies I've been running, it actually seems a little too high. So I think I'm gonna actually reduce some things. There's one supplement that's made a huge difference that I take once to twice a week where I feel noticeably different, but we'll get back to that in a second. The free testosterone, which the healthy levels are 4.81 to 22.42, I am at 34.22, so pretty high in both. The other thing I decided to take, and I did some research, I'd heard about it, I was skeptical to experiment with TRT. I've done different herbs, but I'm stacking different herbs and supplements, which I don't know how much of a difference that's making, but certain ones I feel a difference, one specific brand. And then I started taking in clomiphene, but even the people that recommended me the medication, they're like, that's unusually high for how small of a dose you're taking. So something to consider if you're looking to get the edge as a guy can be these different herbs. It can also be in clomiphene because you could take it for 3 or 6 months. You know, take it, again, not a doctor, don't play one on YouTube, ask your doctor. That's what I did. But you could take it for months And it's not a peptide, but it acts similarly, where it's actually helping your body make its own testosterone and increase sperm production. So it's not taking testosterone where it's actually shutting down your body. I sleep deeper, I sleep better, I'm veinier, I put on more muscle, I have a different level of like certainty in myself. And I've probably been a little irritable. I can't tell if that's because the end of the parasite cleanse, which I'll do a liver flush in a couple weeks, and a colon cleanse. But why I'm recommending these herbs and also enclomiphene, there's not much downside. Again, not a doctor, don't play one on the internet, but someone could go and go, hey, I'm kind of dropping, I was taking 12.5 milligrams, which is like a medium dose. So they were surprised at that dose I was getting that high. So what I'm gonna do is drop the dose. And another herb I'm taking, it's, I don't know the name of the company, it's a small company. It's called Male Balance. It is $250 for 12 capsules. Yeah, you don't take it every day, otherwise it'd be a little more pricey if you're spending $700 a month on supplements. You take it once or twice a week. I feel noticeably more grounded, noticeably higher sex drive, increased sexual performance, I just feel like in my body. And I take that once or twice a week. There's some other things you can do. If you've seen the research, vitamin D is in some literature not to be believed as much as a vitamin, but actually like a hormone precursor, like a building block. So vitamin D, boron, I gotta think of what are the other herbs, pine pollen. But also in today's day and age, detox. I've started detoxing since 2012. Early March, February 2012 is when I started. I'm doing a different detox, and I'll give you just a sneak peek into it. There's a company called Zen Cleanse that I highly recommend. The other thing is starting with something that really solidifies and heals and strengthens the gut. For me, it was BPC 157, these gut healing smoothies. And probably my favorite thing that I noticed, huge benefit that I had huge resistance to do, is, you may have guessed it, coffee enemas. I had to stop recently because I did so many with this parasite protocol, but I probably overdid it, honestly, like 17 in 23 days. I felt great, but I was doing Ibu therapy, Temascal, which is like an indigenous sauna. I didn't burn my body out, but I depleted it a bit. If our colon isn't releasing waste, it makes everything work and function worse in the body. And if you look at Americans specifically, if you're watching this, you're probably American, a lot of times we gain weight more in the midsection, right? Which can be one or two things, oftentimes both. It's like hormone belly with high cortisol. So there's maybe the face isn't as fat, but the belly's extra fat. And then the other thing, I believe people have so much, this is like, I used to think this was like vegans talking shit, which is fair because vegans tend to talk a lot of shit. No offense, vegans, but a lot of you do. Not all of you, but many. Where they say you have, 5 to 20 pounds of mucoid plaque or undigested fecal matter in your colon. I really didn't believe that was true. I thought that was just talking smack. I've had between 6 different colon cleanses, probably 7 or 8 pounds of mucoid plaque. I have videos. I'm not going to post them here, but I actually took videos of the first 2. I had a lot more. I'll be doing another one in 3 weeks. But my point being is, why I wanted to make this video is you don't have to take extreme drugs to build your testosterone. And now it's only been 3 months, but something like enclomiphene to me is much more sustainable. And it's something you could choose to cycle. I don't know the literature on it if people are taking it for 10, 20 years, but I will take it. I might take it the rest of this year and then I'll go off it. And then I'll probably up the herbs to see actually what to my unique body chemistry is doing what, how much are the herbs doing. And then I may go, okay, I want to go back on it for 3 months or something like that. It's really useful. It's not talked about enough. It's powerful. I've had no effects. Like I said, I've been a little more irritable on and off the last week, but I've also done a ton of enemas, which is stimulating the liver. I'm at the peak of like a 50-day parasite cleanse. So how I feel in the next few weeks, I sense that's largely because of the cleanse, not because of the increased testosterone. And again, I'm gonna stick with most of the herbs. I've dropped some a little, a lot more sunshine and grounding, and then reduce the enclomiphene by half. And my goal is to have that microdose of enclomiphene and herbs, and to be right at a solid 1,000 on testosterone with just this little thing stimulating. So that's what I got. Check out enclomiphene. Look into the risks of TRT. I don't think it's inherently bad. I think there's a lot of guys in their 20s, 30s, and 40s that shouldn't be taking it. And again, I'm not a doctor on the internet, but it's such a quick fix. And I don't know why people aren't talking about enclomiphene if you're gonna use something outside of the herbal remedies for that type of enhancement. Thank you for tuning in. See you soon.